What's going on, Moderchodes? Today on Long Nail News, we've got a mom who buried the wrong pet in the garden, a homeowner who found a hidden room that's quite mysterious, and a baker who epically failed making a frozen cake. Let's get into it. Oh yeah, you're reading that right. A homeowner found a hidden room in his house after he'd already lived there for years. Basically, this man is living out our dream. Or is he? It took this dude 5 years to find this hidden room because it was built into a brick wall and 2 bricks had to be removed specifically to reveal a lock. And as you guys can tell, you basically can't even see that it's there.
You can't see me.
Which is weird on how they even found this out in the first place. Like, that was my house. I never would have noticed it. But they did. And when they opened it, they were quite shocked at what they saw. I know what you're thinking. What? They're shocked? Well, then it must have been like somebody was living there for a long time or I don't know, maybe even something crazier. Well, let's see what it actually was. This person said, I probably should have brought a flashlight when I recorded, but there really was nothing interesting. Just a broom and a dustpan. So sorry to let you guys down, but I guess the hidden room was just a laundry closet or something. I don't know. How lame is that? You spend 5 years in this house, you find a hidden room, and you open it, and there's not like a safe or anything in there. It's just like, oh, here's some cleaning supplies.
Boring.
Like, what's the point of that room if you're not going to have something awesome in there? I mean, I guess now that they know it's there, they could mess with anybody else who has no idea it's there and, I don't know, maybe go in there, hide in the room for a few hours and just scream. And make somebody think there's a ghost in your house. Because at this point, that's all I see this being used for. Our second story comes from a baker who completely butchered a frozen Elsa cake. Basically, it ended up looking like a baboon wearing makeup. Don't believe me? Well, here it is. Yeah, you see it now, don't you? Like, how could you mess up a cake that bad and just go, well, this looks good enough, I'm sure they won't notice. When really, the cake is supposed to look like this. Not like this. Like, this is unacceptable. You see, where this person went wrong in making this cake, besides just not knowing how to do it, is they decided that to make the 3D pictures, they were just going to add darker lines and contour and, I don't know, a red circle on their cheek to achieve appearance of blush. But they did it how I imagine, I don't know, a 5-year-old puts on makeup for the first time. Like, have you never taken an art class ever? This is not how you make something look good. This looks like your first attempt at making a cake ever, but you sell it like you're a professional cake artist. And oh, by the way, if you thought this couldn't get any weirder, well, just give me 1 second. This professional cake was ordered by somebody who was 30 years old. What? A 30-year-old wanting an Elsa cake? I mean, you do you, but that's a bit weird, don't you think? If you thought that Elsa cake was bad, just wait until you hear this next one. Yeah, a son was left in horror after his mom buried their wrong pet in the garden, thinking it was their cat. How does that even happen? Well, it started with a text from his dad breaking the news to him. He said, I've got some bad news. Kitty's been missing since last night. Your mom's pretty emotional, so please reach out when you can and offer your support. Which is pretty normal when you find out your cat died. But what's not normal is just 2 hours later, his dad messaged him, well, guess what? You're not going to believe this. I think we already know where this is going. After a beautiful burial service and words of remembrance from yours truly, we walk back in the house to begin our post-kitty life. And, just out of habit, I look back at the window and guess who was staring back at me? That's right, our cat. Wait, so if you didn't bury your cat, what did you bury? Well, at first, they thought they buried someone else's cat. But the curiosity got the best of them after they figured out they buried the wrong cat, so they decided to dig it up. And what do you know? It wasn't even a cat. It was just a rabbit. They buried a random rabbit off the road and had a full-blown ceremony for roadkill. Oh man, how embarrassing is that? Oh, guys, we lost our childhood kitten. And you find out it's just a rabbit. Like, this is the same thing as if I just buried a raccoon thinking it was my dog. No. And apparently, this is something that's happened to lots of other people. This other person said, this 100% happened to my in-laws. The poor kitty was out on the road, went to the vet, and didn't make it. He had her cremated. But a few days later, I hear my mother-in-law screaming, "You little biatch!" in the garden at the cat, who just walked up the path like nothing happened at all. Oh, and it happened to another person. They said, this exact thing happened to my fam when I was younger. I woke to my mom bawling, and she saw me, sat me down, and our cat was no longer with us because they found her body in the road. But 45 minutes later, in the middle of us sobbing, my sister walks in the room with our cat curled in her arms, asking for McDonald's pancakes. Don't you think before you bawl your eyes out, you might want to just go check every room in the house to make sure it's actually your cat? Well, apparently not. And then 45 minutes later, you feel like a fool because your sister was just cuddling with the cat. Oh, man. All right, Modern Chodes, that's going to wrap up Long Nail News. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. And of course, share this video with your friends. Till next time, peace.